What if you could create more kindness in the world just by being you? Everyone has the potential to create and receive more kindness. What if kindness is more than being nice and compassionate to others? Have you ever considered what having more kindness for you could create in your life? Get ready to learn how the energy of kindness is integral to reducing stress in your life and how it can assist in healing your body. Now, here is the host of Cultivating Kindness with Karen, facilitator of healing, Karen Leslie.
Well, welcome everybody. I am over the moon, so excited to be here with you today for a very personally, very special episode of Cultivating Kindness with Karen here on the Inspired Choices Network. And I tell you, I've had different associations and different roles within the Inspired Choices Network over a number of years now. I'm not even sure how many. It's got to be 5 or 6, I guess. And I get to celebrate one of those roles with you here today. I am having my 52nd show on the Inspired Choices Network. I have been here one whole year. And it's mind-boggling in one perspective from the fact that, wow, a year has gone by and it really has felt like months, nowhere near 12 months. And one of the reasons for that is all of you following my shows, liking my shows, sharing my shows, showing up week after week with me. You have no idea how humbled and blessed and just wonderful I feel inside of me. So today's celebration really is in gratitude to all of you. Absolutely, all of you. Did I have part in this equation? Yeah, of course. I need to show up as well. But we're going to talk about a little bit more about sort of what was my role? How did this all come together in looking at possibilities, right? The title today was called Celebrate Unlimited Possibilities. And of course, I put the word celebrate in there on purpose because I am celebrating with you here in this moment and with all of you who listen on the replay. That celebration will still be continuing. That energy will forever be present. When we think about those words, celebration, right? Many of us get really excited. Like I am super excited right now. I can just feel my heart. It's growing. That's the only way I can describe the energy I have inside me. And then you think, unlimited. Wow. Is that actually true? Well, we're going to talk about that. And then possibilities. That word has so much energy in it. And the energy that's in these words is all going to be put there by you. Now, you may be picking up the energy I've infused into these words. Celebrate unlimited possibilities, because I knew when I put this show together, it was going to be today, on this date, December 13, 2023. When you read those words or say those words, your energy is going to go in them. And that energy that you infuse into those words is really going to be the driving force as to what those words will mean to you and how they may or may not show up in your actual physical reality. You know, I said just a moment ago, right? I've had a connection to Inspired Choices Network for quite a while. Not obviously as a host, I did other work. And at that time, and even before then, I knew that there was a possibility of me becoming a host one day on this network. And then time went on and things, nothing changed. I did a summit. It was the first summit, I believe, that I had done. And my producer, who is here with me today, Kim, she was there and she was listening to my talk. It was actually a summit that Inspired Choices Network did all of the, I don't know the correct words, the technical side, like they produced and allowed the summit to be what it was and to reach all these people. And Kim wrote afterwards and was like, so why is Karen not a host on ICN? And so that kind of brought it back to me. And I appreciated what she had said, because she's a person who I listen to her comments. I value her opinions on things. And it kind of put me a little more forward into thinking, okay, maybe I would like to look at this again from a perspective of it becoming a reality and no longer a dream. There's a difference. When you keep something only in that dream realm, when you keep it, like arm's reach, just past your reach, and it's a one day, a maybe, yeah, I'll do that, but I'm not sure when, then it will be a lot more difficult for it to become a reality, to materialize in your world and be part of your day. We talk about it's really good to have dreams. Dreams are really important. And yeah, they are. But when is it time for that dream to move closer to you and you to take the steps for it to happen, for it to no longer be a dream, for it to be a fact, for it to be your reality, for it to be part of your life, your daily living? These questions are all really, really important when we talk about unlimited possibilities and our choice to celebrate them or our choice to leave them floating out there. And then they can almost feel like a bit of a weight. They can almost feel like a bit of a burden. And that is not where I want any of you to be. Not today. Today's a happy day. And, I experienced something today, which was amazing. I've been in contact. Well, I'm in contact with people all around the world. And there's this one lady, Diana, in South Africa. And we've connected a few times through different messaging systems. And we've met, quote unquote, face to face on Zoom and that. And I woke up this morning to a message from her saying, I know it's last minute, but I listened to your show last week on how childhood influences our adulthood and this whole idea of remembering our childhood. Will you come today, please, at 12 noon your time and speak to a group of women that we meet every Wednesday? I was shocked. I was thrilled. And I was so grateful. And I quickly looked at my calendar. I was kind of barely awake. And I wrote back and I said, yes, I have from 12 till 1, but I need to leave by 1 o'clock. She said, great. She rearranged kind of the timing of some of the speakers and made sure that I would be able to speak today. And it was fabulous. This was an example of unlimited possibilities coming forward into my life. This, to me, was a confirmation that what I'm doing in working with and on and through Karen is creating a new possibility for me. If you want those dreams that are just beyond your reach, then you need to look at you. Nobody else. You start with you. Had I chosen to not connect with this woman in Africa, I would never have had the invitation today. Had I chosen to not be a host and have the show called Cultivating Kindness with Karen, I would not have received that invitation. Even though it has always been part of my plan, desires, I don't really know which word I want to use right now, to be able to connect with people around the world, and primarily it is women. That's my clientele is probably 97% women, and those that tend to invite me into summits or other places to speak tend to be with groups for women. So here I am, celebrating with you today, celebrating the fact that I was able to share kindness and my perspective on how to bring peace back into your life during the holiday season with women in South Africa. Would I have thought of that before as being a reality? I would have dreamt about it as being a reality. It was my actions that brought it into happening and being. And then, oh my gosh, today of all days, right? It's so cool. Oh, thank you, Kim. She's thanking me for being here for all of you. And I am excited as to what we're going to kind of dig up and get into today, because there's a lot of meat in those words, celebrating unlimited possibilities. And it, as I said, it all starts with you. So are you prepared to step up? Are you prepared to listen differently than maybe you have in the past? Are you prepared to allow yourself to look at you from maybe a slightly different perspective? Not asking you to radically change how you're looking at yourself, although that can be cool. But if you can shift a little bit, if you can let go of a little bit of a point of view, then you allow in more possibilities. But as long as each of us stays steadfast in our beliefs, and we stay steadfast in how we see ourselves, then we have limited possibilities. I don't wish any of you to have limited possibilities. I desire for myself and all of you to have unlimited possibilities. Again, my heart is growing and just feeling the energy of that. What does that do for you when you hear me say that? That I desire for you to have unlimited possibilities. Does that feel like it can happen? Does it feel like it's a little too much and might rock the boat and like, I don't know? Or are you perhaps a little stuck and you're thinking, I think all the possibilities that are there for me have happened? Well, if you're that one, I really hope we change that today. Our possibilities truly are only limited by our imagination. If you can dream it, if you can think it, if you can close your eyes and see it, if you can write it, put it on paper, maybe just as notes, maybe as a story or a painting. Any way it comes to you and you get a sense of it, then you can create it in your life, right? The world is full of opportunities, full of abundance, and full of possibilities. It's up to us to choose them, to work with what may be in our way, and it's up to us to bring them in to that place where we can reach them, grab them, bring them into our being, and then have them appear. You know, I was always angry and of that space, well, that only happens for others. It doesn't happen for me. So if you've been in that way of thinking that, yes, possibilities are out there because I see others, but I'm not included. I've asked, I've done things, but they don't show up for me. Well, then I'm really, really glad you're here today. I'm really happy that you're listening, because let's turn that around. Let's open you up to unlimited possibilities, and then we can celebrate together. We are going to do that when we come back from our break. We are at our first one already. And again, deeply thank you for being here. It is such a joy to share Cultivating Kindness with Karen with you every week. Now, those of who are live, we're Wednesdays, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, as I'm in Ontario, Canada. Those of you on the replay, my heartfelt thanks as well for wherever you may be around the world or within your busy schedule. I so appreciate your energy and your enthusiasm for myself, my teachings, and the show. So don't go away, because we have so much to look at when we get back. We'll be right back in just, I don't know, a couple of minutes. All righty.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
So those of you who know me well will know that when spirit really shows up, and I tend to get a lot of information, my nose can get itchy. So that's that's happening. And it's a result of a great question, which is in the chat room. What if there are too many possibilities and you can't narrow down which one or which direction to go? And then that was followed with, and you get stuck on which is the, like in quotes, the right one. As soon as I read that, it was just like, whoa, so much information coming in. So yes, I'm going to answer that. Before that, though, I want to let you know that I didn't always believe in infinite possibilities or unlimited possibilities or total abundance out there for everyone to be able to tap into, to receive, and to be able to share with others. I didn't. I truly didn't. I do now. But there was many decades, and they were decades, where due to my mental health, I was very angry, I was jealous, I was judgmental, and I couldn't deal well with those that I saw who had a life that looked wonderful. I was really stuck in victim thinking, and I didn't know how to get out of it. And to be honest, for part of that time, I didn't even want to get out of it, because that's what I knew, and that I had made that energy work for me. In hindsight, did it work well? Well, no, but from the perspective I had then, it was working. I was still alive. I was still, getting food on the table for my kids. I was still doing these necessary, I'm going to use the word tasks, because that's how they felt. They weren't anything that had any ease to it. So when you're in that place, I totally understand it. Depression, anxiety, all kinds of complex PTSD. Like there's so many reasons that it can be hard for us to look out and see a reason to celebrate. Remember, please remember that we are amazing, energetic beings. We have this phenomenal body that has the ability to work with energy in a way that most of you're not even ready to acknowledge. And I'm ready to acknowledge it. But even now, I can be, okay, I'm hearing the word flabbergasted. So we'll use that with what is possible. I'm constantly learning. I'm a constant seeker. I love to learn. I love to grow. I love to try things, especially in the world of energy, mental health, and the brain. But until you can see where you're at and then think, okay, I wish to change this, it's really hard to see what's possible. So I'm going to go into this a bit today too, to help move out of that space if that's perhaps where you are. And if it's helpful, I don't know, use me as your example. This bubbly, happy, maybe talk too fast person, depending on the energy, is here with you right now as a living example and living testament that it can change. And those of you who know me and those of you who have known me for 20 or more years, you know what I'm talking about, the changes that are here. For people who have recently found me over the last year or even 6 months, you may not see the difference quite as much. But my hope is that you trust what I'm saying and believe that I'm being honest with you when I say who I am today is so different than who I have been. And even a slight change, tiny, is worth celebrating. Don't forget that. Do not get it in your head you're only to celebrate the big wins. No, there's not enough celebration. Celebrate all the wins, all those little steps, all those slight changes in that thought process. Those are really the big wins that lead you to something larger. But without those stepping stones, how would you expect to get to that end place? Right? It's really important. We are amazing. Let's embrace it and let's use it. Yes, use it. That may sound odd, may sound even manipulative, and that's okay. But if we don't buy into this, then it's not going to happen. Right? Our belief is really key. So yes, here I am now. And yes, I am a different person in how I show up and in how I see myself. But my core, that kind person who's always been in there, she's the same. What is different now is that part of Karen. I allow myself to share more freely. I allow her to show up wherever I go, instead of being careful as to pick and choose when I would allow that to come forward. You know, once we step into this idea of there being unlimited possibilities, and we shift some of our beliefs that are keeping us stuck to limited possibilities, there can be a time frame where, whoa, the floodgates can open up and so much information can come in that, yeah, it can feel like there are too many. When that happens, and you've heard me say this before, pause. Anytime there's a sense of overwhelm or too much, pause Just pause. Just take a breath. The next, okay, can you fill in the blank? What do you do next? Ask a question, right? What requires my attention now? Or which of these possibilities would make me the happiest? Or which of these possibilities will generate income? Which of these possibilities will enable me to reach more people, right? Whatever it is that you are looking to, or whatever direction you're looking to go in, that will help you frame your question. If you're at work and or you're looking for new work, you've got all these projects coming, which one requires your attention first? Or you've got job offers. Well, which one would make you the happiest? Which one will take you down the path that you are desiring to go? Not necessarily the path you're currently following. You may make a radical change. I know I have. Even since I started, offering energy work as a business, as a practice, and seeing people in person, and there was an exchange of money, like it was a business. How I showed up there and what I offered to what I do now are so different. And that's awesome and okay. The difference is a result of the changes in me, not so much the changes in my clientele. They've changed because I've changed. And what I offer now speaks to different people. My ability to help people hasn't changed. I've always been able to help people. I've always been able to have people feel better, have less pain, think more clearly, feel better about themselves. My methodologies have changed. My approach has changed. But the core, I'm still very true to the core of who I am inside me. What's exciting, though, that has given me more or unlimited possibilities is I know more of what is held in that core of Karen. I only had a narrow view of who I could be based on fears and judgment and trauma. As those healed, my view and vision of who I am and who I can still become grew and opened up. And so, yes, it may feel like, whoa, too many possibilities entering the room. Thank you very much. Kind of like when I get my really itchy nose. It's like, okay, too many messages. Okay, gang, just back up a little bit here. I need a little space. Pause. The questions you ask, the energy in the question will direct you as to how you're going to look at something. So that's why I was saying, know what is it? How do you want to view these? Are these vast number of possibilities arriving? Are they in all different areas of your life, or are they primarily in one area? And if they're in different areas, then you're going to maybe take a slightly different approach with a different question as you look at them. The key is, though, be true to you. And if you are unable to know what that means, you don't know how to be true to you, then that is absolutely amazing information. If you don't know what is true for you or how to be true to you, then there's work to be done. Then there's investigation. Then there's maybe hiring someone to work with, like myself, because now you have the opportunity to look closer and find out a little more about who you are. What makes you happy? What makes your heart feel like my heart is today, that it just feels like it's growing and growing and just sending out more and more love? Love for myself and love for all of you. Love for the planet, the sun that is shining into my office right now. These are the questions and directions that will lead you truthfully towards where you would like to end up. These energies may take you down a road that's a little scary, may take you down a road that unearths some conflict. It may take you down a road that will show you aspects of yourself that maybe you have not been ready to look at. And all of that is a gift. 100% a gift. If you're resisting this gift, that just means you're not ready, and that's okay. And you can put it aside and look at it at another day. Or you could resist it and then know, oh, I'm resisting. Every time I resist something, that means there's a gift there for me. Am I ready to open it up? Or you can just dive in and go, whoa, okay, I am so resisting this. I'm doing this because when I come out the other side, I will be a new version of me because I will know more about myself. And that is always a good thing. So on that note, when you know more about yourself, that it is always a good thing, even though it may not be glamorous or wonderful, it may be full of all kinds of yucky aspects. It's always a good thing to know more about yourself. So we're going to go to our break. Think about that. Try to remember a time when you took that step and you learned more about yourself, and yet maybe you learned something about you that you're not overly thrilled or proud of. Yet, knowing that, remember how it was a gift to you. All right, we will be back in a couple of minutes. We've got a few things for you to listen to. And then when we return, we've got so much to dive into on how to shift and really get into that energy of celebrating unlimited possibilities. All right, everyone, don't go away. We'll be right back.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen. Each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen. Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
So you can see me laughing, and you probably heard a little extra sound. So when I opened up the app on my phone, which I do often, I had my volume up. So I was actually live streaming exactly what was going on as we were recording. Kind of got a couple of funny faces from my producer, like, whoa, what's going on? Sorry. But you know what? I'm not sorry, because it was fun. It wasn't detrimental. It made me laugh. It made her laugh. Maybe it even made you laugh. This is the beauty of showing up as you are. This is the beauty of having a live TV or radio show, depending on whether you're watching me or listening to me on one of your favorite sites for where you find your podcasts. It is the beauty of knowing myself. there would have been a time that if I had done exactly that, I would have been mortified. I would have been really embarrassed. I would have gone right into, whoa, I made a mistake. Well, I did think, whoops, that's not correct to be doing right now. But it was like, okay, turn the volume down. It's okay. It wasn't a big deal. But truly, I would have just been awful and probably had trouble coming back after that commercial break and getting back into, the energy of the show. It might have derailed me instead of really empowering me for me to see the change in myself compared to how I would have reacted to this, a few years ago. And as little as maybe at the very beginning of the show, maybe last January or February, when I only had a few shows that I had done and, shared with you, that might have been very different versus today. This whole idea of truly believing in yourself and getting to know you is at the foundation of being able to have unlimited possibilities. As long as we are limiting what we are open to, points of view, perspectives, new ideas or opinions, as long as we are limiting what we allow ourselves to experience, new people, new foods, new TV shows, new podcasts, new clothes, we're limited in what we can choose and what we can bring into our life. When we allow ourselves to dig into knowing us and what is holding those limited ways of looking at life in place, there is so much to celebrate. There really is. When you move out of thinking that you always have to be right? Like with what just happened, I would have so gone into the wrongness of Karen. Well, no. Oops, it's okay. When you allow yourself to be in that space, you open up the doors of possibilities. I open up a door too to remember, oh, okay, I got to make sure the sound's off my phone next week before we have the show again. So if I choose to open up my phone, I'm not having two soundtracks coming through at the same time. Okay, you learn, but you don't shut down. When you learn about you, what is maybe kind of your shadow side that you're not so sure you want to share, and when you learn about what makes you feel happy or excited or puts a smile on your face, this all is information for you to grow with and expand with. Perhaps the easier place to start for some of you is like actually get pen and paper. You can write it on your computer, but I do love the energetics of using pen and paper. You can use a pen of your favorite color and whatever you want so that you really feel connected to the experience of writing. And write down what makes you happy, what will make you smile. Even if it's, you write down seeing a rose or just lost the name. Oh my gosh, it's gone, but I can see the picture in my head. Anyways, it's another flower. Daisy, there we go. When if that's what comes into mind, then just write those words. Write the word rose, write the word daisy. Hey, with the daisy, I remember, he loves me not, pulling off the little petals and playing games like that. That makes me feel happy because it was a childhood memory that I just brought back that brought a smile to my face. The more you know the different things that make you feel happy, then the more you can grow from that space. Because then you can put that energy into what makes you feel happy, create those dreams, and it will help you to bring them in closer to grab hold of them. When we follow what brings us joy or happiness or laughter or silliness, whatever it might be for you in the moment, then the more we're going to be able to bring it into our actual life and reality. When you feel that energy, and then you place that energy into the vision you have, and you sit with it, you meditate maybe, but you allow it to be there, then you are inviting it in to be with you in the physical form. Yeah. And the resistance that you may feel while you're doing that, the little buts or the, yeah, kinda, what if, those thoughts, they then take you to a deeper level to understand what's holding them at arm's reach. Well, what if I really can't think of enough shows to be on the network for a year? I should show you my book with all the ideas I have that will help fill up next year. But if I'd stayed in that place, that point of view, that I'm not creative enough to come up with topics or things to talk about, then I would never have been able to have been here with you today. Those little thoughts, those doubts, they open up a door for you to really get to know who you are. So the door was then, well, why would I think I couldn't come up with titles or topics or anything like that? Just an idea. Why did I believe that? Okay, so I go deeper. Oh, because part of it was I didn't feel I could actually write it out because I knew I had to submit my shows. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't know if I'll do that well. Well, why? There's people to help me. Why would I hold on to that? Oh, okay. And you go a little deeper and you go a little deeper. And you can often do this on your own. You may get to a place, though, where the thought that comes up can be really uncomfortable. And that does happen. Absolutely. I want you to know that. It happens. And then that's when you reach out, and that's when you hire someone to give you a hand. Someone with the skill set to move that through for you in a way that you understand, that you move through it with hopefully relative, if not full ease. And you come out the other side knowing, feeling, believing in the change that is there and that has just happened. Then you work with it. You practice being that energy. You let it take over. Be you fully. This changes your cell structure. This changes your neural pathways. This changes so much of what's going on in you as you are rewiring and recreating the person that you are. And as you do this, it gets easier. And as you do it, you get more and more belief in yourself. And then remember, you celebrate all along, every little step. You go, yeah, I did that. Wow, I feel like this now. I wonder what I can do now. What else is possible? Every step. You can share it with others if you wish. Choose who you share it with. Know that they will be supportive and not actually be defensive or unsure about the changes in you, because not everybody will love the way you may change. And some of them are going to absolutely fall in love with the way you've changed, as you will too. The foundation to receive and to be part of this world of infinite possibilities lies in you. It is not out there somewhere. It is not given to you only if you behave in a certain way, believe a certain thought, say certain words. No, It's in every single one of us. We all have the ability to tap into this. Most of us have forgotten. So here you go. I just reminded you, this is within you. 100%. It is within you. You know, I heard, we've got to go to our next break, our final break. Oh my gosh. But I heard Jim Quick. Some of you may know his name. He's really great at talking about the brain and memory, and he has books, and look him up if you want, Kwik. One of the things he said that I heard recently was only 1/3 of our brain is set up genetically through DNA and kind of wired as to how we show up. 2/3 of our brain is there for us to work with, to change, to grow, new neural pathways, new synapses. We have 2/3, over half of our brain that we can utilize to change who we are and how we think about ourselves. To me, that just reinforced unlimited possibilities that can be constantly celebrated. All right. Think about that as we go to our next break. And we'll be back shortly. And I just again want to thank you for being here with me on the Inspired Choices Network here for Cultivating Kindness with Karen. And of course, myself, your host, Karen Leslie. We will carry this conversation on in just a couple of minutes, everyone. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
We all have different experiences with and definitions of kindness. These experiences and beliefs about kindness have influenced who we are today and how we see the world. The universe is always listening. So what are you telling the universe today? Tune in to Cultivating Kindness with Karen each week as Karen guides you to understanding how each choice you are making is either keeping you stuck or opening up the energy of empowerment for you. Listen to Cultivating Kindness with Karen, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central Time, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. This is Cultivating Kindness with Karen. To participate in the program, join the live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also send an email to Karen@KarenLeslie.ca. Now, back to the program.
Thank you, everyone. Okay, I'm so happy you're here with me. And we only have a few minutes left, really. Like the time has just flown by. It does when you're having a good time and when you're celebrating. Have you noticed that? Like when you are really celebrating something and you're excited, how quickly that time together with your family or your friends passes. Well, that's how I feel right now. And it is a result of choices that I have made that have enabled me to be in this place with you, to create this space of allowing Karen to show up in a way that at one point was a dream. So what is one of your dreams? Pick one now. Bring something to mind. What is something you would love to have for you? All right. I want it to be person-centered for you. Just go out of any thoughts of it being self-centered or selfish. We'll talk about that on another show. Just what would you like right now that would just make your heart swell, that would make you smile from ear to ear and give you just that sense of, wow, now anything is possible. Pick that one item. Now be honest with yourself. When you check into it, what words come into your mind? When you look at it and say, is this possible? Can this happen now? What do you get? If you get resistance, if you get a but, if you get a doubt, or yeah, when, now you know the direction of the work you can do to actually make that part of your reality. The only reason our dreams are still out there is us. And yes, I get it. So many of the dreams can involve other people. 100%. Usually they do. But the problem is not just the other person not doing something that you want them to do. It's not that they have to do A, B, C for it to happen for you. It starts with you. It starts with me. When we really know that, then as we do the work and as we change our energetic vibration, our frequency, that ripple effect of it going out impacts the people around us. That can be all that is needed for another person to take a step that's necessary to contribute to your dream coming true. What may also be necessary is as you come into belief of yourself and more love for who you are, then maybe you have now the courage and the faith in you to say what you need to say, to encourage that person to take those steps. No matter how you look at it, it starts with you. Any conflict, any doubt, it's only because you're carrying it in you. It's how you're responding to your dream. It's how you're resisting your dream. Celebrate understanding that. When you do, you will start to celebrate unlimited possibilities. Celebrate every little step, as I've been saying throughout the whole show. Know who you are, the full spectrum, right? As I say often, everything has two sides to every coin. Don't just look, well, here, right? The sun's coming in. Don't just look at the bright side. You need to look over here too, where there's the shadow. You need to be willing to be honest and open with yourself. If you can't be willing and honest with yourself, then you are actually not going to be open and honest with those around you. You won't. You are going to be hiding aspects of you. You're going to be hiding your dreams. You're going to be hiding the aspirations you have. You need to understand those reasons. You really need to know what is stopping you. Imagine what it would be like if every day you woke up like I did this morning when I spoke in the first segment, right? You saw that message and it was like, wow, what a great opportunity. I'm so excited. I was just invited to do, and then fill in the blank. What might be showing up? That will happen when you step more into who you are. And then every time you celebrate it and you go more and more into believing in infinite possibilities, unlimited possibilities, then more will arrive. We are coming extraordinarily close to ending. So before we leave for today, I would like to let you know about next week. The show is called Small Things Done Daily Equals Big Rewards. I wonder what daily celebrations could result in for us all. We'll have to look at that next week together and see what we come up with. But in the meantime, till then, call in waves of kindness. If you get a little jittery or you get a little unsure, call it in. Allow that energy to support you and help you. Reach out, get the support, hire someone if you wish, and allow yourself to dig closer into understanding who you are. And then that will bring you closer to bringing your dreams into your world and allowing you to have unlimited celebrations for everything that you now are open to creating, to seeing, and to being. Truly, your life and its possibilities are unlimited, but it's up to you and the choices that you make to make that start to happen, to bring that into your life now. And I know you can all do it.
Thank you for listening to Cultivating Kindness with Karen. Karen Leslie returns Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central, 12 p.m. Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can find Karen at KarenLeslie.ca and follow her on social media. Until next Wednesday, Karen is sending you waves of kindness for a fabulous week. Remember, it's only you who has the power to be and receive the kindness required to change your life.